What up, dudes? It's Gaz, and welcome to another Warframe video. So, I've changed some things to make the echo hopefully not happening today. But if you do still hear echo, let me know in the comments down below, because I can change more stuff. A lot of you guys might know this, that a flood basically ran through and totally destroyed my house. And I have no air conditioning, and I've had to move my stuff, and yeah, if you hear any fans in the background, it's because there's no air conditioning anymore, and it's really, really hot. Alright, but we basically have a happy video for you today. We're going over the hype site for the new update. We have the release date too, so it's pretty pog, honestly. We have lots of stuff to go over. We have all the new gimmicks of all the Corpus Lich weapons. We have the special gimmick of the new Kuva Heck, the Kuvasar, and we also have some additional information that could be a good or bad thing for you involving Yareli. Before we get into it, make sure you're subbed to the channel, and yeah, hopefully you have air conditioning, unlike yours truly. Alright, so let's go over the hype site. I'll post a link to this in the description if you want to see what this is. We're going to go over everything here in vast detail. Alright, so first up, release date for the Sisters of Parvos Corpus Lich update. July 6th on all platforms. I'm pretty sure all platforms include Switch too. Sometimes it doesn't, and DEs does. Alright. So, on the Sisters of Parvos update, the Corpus are manufacturing the new line of adversary. It's a Corpus Lich, a sisterhood of elite hunters who live and die by the orders of the Parvos Grant him. He's totally not Thanos. The ruthless assassins, aided by the ferocious robot dogs, are the latest chapter in the Corpus aggressive expansion and must be neutralized at all costs. It won't be easy, Tenno, but it sure will be grindy. The Sisters of Parvos possess enhanced strength and abilities and are equipped with the latest in high-tech Corpus weaponry. The Archiplasmor is not going to just be generic Archiplasmor. Hooray! So here's something you can understand and you will get from doing these Corpus Lich hunts. Now, remember that it's basically going to be the same thing as a normal Kuva Lich, but you're going to actually fight the robot dog as well. And now both Corpus Liches and Kuva Liches will require you to fight the final fight in Railjack to get your weapon from the Kuva Lich. Behaving as your own personal antagonist, your sister will hunt you down while claiming the sectors of the origin system for herself. Complete a mission on her turf, and she'll collect taxes on your rewards. Tithes you can only reclaim by killing or converting your sister. To begin, you must have completed both the War Within and the Call Tempestari quests. And you must defeat your active Kuva Lich to fight the new Sisters of Parvos Kuva Lich. So you can't have any Kuva Lich is active. You definitely get your Kuva Lich killed by the 6th, which is like a week from today, basically. If you want to fight that new Corpus Lich, and hopefully it doesn't bug out. As you can see right here, there's the Corpus Robot Dog, and this will actually be coming into part where we're going to be getting some new loot here. The Sisters Cannon will reveal itself once you aboard a Corpus ship, once you reach rank 1 in the Grant Envoy. So it only requires rank. See, notice how this doesn't say anywhere here that getting a higher rank in the Grant Envoy gives you a higher percentage on your weapon. It looks like just rank 1. And basically every Warframe in the game can do that with an AoE gun. Like, you use the Kuva Brahma, use the Kuva Ogress. You can even use like other weapons as well, quite easily. Or even just subsume on Thermal Sunder if you have the helmet system and an extra Gauss sitting around. You can easily do the Grant Envoy on any element, guys. I might make a video on a frame for every elemental type to get your Grant Envoy situated. Battle the Sister's Mechanized Hound to acquire a new cutting-edge companion and reveal her fatal sequence of requiems. So, look at this right here. If you fight the Corpus Lich, it will give you a new companion. I'm guessing it will give you a robot dog. Now, if it gives you robot dog parts and you can build a custom robot dog, there might be a trading element to this. Like, oh, I got the maximum speed dog legs. I got the maximum damage dog laser cannon face. You could trade that to other people, and you could customize it to fit your own needs. So if all the options of that were actually pretty interesting and cool, that could be nice. But I'm not holding my breath. There will probably just be like, one decent one, the other two will be crappy, just like the Vulpix file is. Reveal the fatal sequence of requiems. The final showdown in the Neptune Proxima will hold the chance to defeat the sister and once and for all. Convert her to gain backup in mission. Oh boy, that sounds good. Or get an extra Railjack crew member that can only defend the ship because it's terrible. Kill her to get the cutting-edge weaponry and hopefully a dazzling ephemera. The new ephemeras do look really cool. It's your call, Tenno. This just looks like someone's about to write you up at work. Like, dude, you were supposed to take a 30-minute lunch, you took a 35-minute lunch, and you're in trouble now. We brought the robot dog. It's got the min-max parts. And right here, this is your permanent record I'm holding. You're about to put down that you agree that you were 5 minutes late back from your lunch. That's the assistant manager over there, and that's just some stuck-up person that no one likes, but is hanging out. The latest in Corpus tech. Alright, so we're going over all the new Corpus Lich weapons, guys. They're freaking awesome. Well, they sound awesome, at least. True to their high-tech stats, the Sisters of Parvos have been outfitted with 8 of the most advanced weapons in the Corpus arsenal. Similar to the Kuva Lich, the Warframe that spawns a Spectre will determine the bonus damage type. It's called a Tenant weapon, not Tenant, like David Tennant, the best doctor. No, it's a Tenant weapon. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I'm sure someone that knows more about the lore knows what that means. So let's just say you get a fire, you beat the Grand Void and you beat the Lich with a fire Warframe, like Ember, it will make a fire weapon. You kill it with Saren, the Toxin Warframe, it will be a Toxin weapon, so on and so forth. Check the wiki for the exact frames that do each element. And you have what it takes to acquire them for yourself. So let's go over the first one. The Tenant Envoy. This is going to be the basically the backpack rocket launcher. It's going to... Okay, brace yourself. It might not sound as good as you would hope. This discreet rocket launcher is equally at home in a board meeting or a casual outing. Aimed rockets are wire-guided for greater accuracy, but travel more slowly. So if you hit fire rate, it shoots a normal rocket launcher. If you aim it down sight, it sounds like you can guide it, like basically like you move your mouse around or your cursor, and it will go where you're pointing at it, but it will be slower. So maybe if you you aim it where you want it to go, and then you release the ADS, it will go back to being fast, so you can have more tactical use of these rockets. I don't think this is actually going to be very useful at all. Hopefully the Envoy is going to have very high base stats, so if you get a radiation roll, a toxin roll, a whatever roll, you can get some big chunks of damage and hopefully have good crit stats, good status chance, and just really high base damage as well. So this will might be the first gun I go for, the Tenant Envoy. And I believe since it is, they're just calling it a rocket launcher right there. If you have hoarded rifle rivens, there's potential you can get a riven for this new weapon if you have like a bunch of rifle rivens just sitting around. So interesting, kind of, but I feel like its extra little gimmick of guided missiles will be pretty bad because it just says right there, slowly. My Ogress instantly shoots rockets. My Brahma instantly shoots an explosive load at the enemies. Like that's the stuff we're competing with here. When we have a slow homing rocket launcher. Not even homing. You have to guide it yourself. So, yeah. It was the weapon I was most excited for, and hopefully it's good. The Tenant Diplos. Itemize and execute with this pair of auto lock-on homing projectile pistols. Shoot from the hip for a more conventional pistol experience. The patented Granum attach system reloads the weapon while holstered. Also, yeah, the rocket launcher and this weapon, the Diplos, they will reload automatically while holstered. So there's already an Exilus mod that does that, where it automatically reloads stuff, but it doesn't work on certain weapons. These have that built in. So you could definitely put Vigilante supplies in the Exilus slot for the Envoy, and you can put like an ammo mutation for the Diplos. So auto lock-on pistols, whatever that's supposed to mean, it's got like homing projectiles. If they have good base stats, these might be really, really good. The Diplos, potential this could be one of the best like DPS pistols in the game. So yeah, interesting stuff there, and it opens the Exilus slot because of the innate auto reload. The Tenant Spirix. Dominate rivals with his pistol's lightning fast rail slugs. Headshots speed up reload. Now this one, notice this one does not have the auto reload function. These two do. The Envoy and the Diplos do. The Spirix, it just gets increased reload speed and you get a headshot. It doesn't say headshot kill, but it probably will be a headshot kill. Just says headshots here. So not really much we can go off of here besides it fires really fast projectiles apparently. And we'll have to see. Now here are basically the reskinned, upgraded power creep versions of the other existing Corpus weapons. You got the Tenant Tetra. Guys, the Tetra might, if you don't have a Tetra ribbon, you might want to get one because this could potentially be kind of cool. The Tenant Tetra. Parvosian upgrade of the classic Tetra. Slower fire rate with a larger magazine. Can now alt-fire an entire clip as a large burst radius grenade launcher. So the Tetra is a garbo gun right now. They're going to give it slower fire rate and a larger magazine, but now it will have an alt-fire. You expend the entire magazine into a giganto grenade launcher. It says burst radius grenade launcher. I'm thinking maybe it's like the Trumna where it bounces around a little bit, but it might be pretty good. But lower fire rate means you might need a rod for lower fire rate means you might want a mod for fire rate. Larger magazine, I guess that's just good because you're going to be putting more bullets into the grenade launcher magazine thing. I'm assuming the more bullets you have in the magazine, the more damage it will deal, and things like that. So, very interesting there. The Tetra's base stats are terrible, and it has a slow projectile speed, so we'll have to see if this grenade launcher can save it. It does not have any like charge mechanic where it's like the Trumna where it's like, oh, get 5 kills and you can use this. You can, as long as you have ammo in the magazine, it seems like you can use the explosion shot on the new Tetra. The Tenant Flux Rifle. Sister modified Flux Rifle with increased fire rate and range. Recharge has been replaced with ammo clips to accommodate greater power needs. So, hopefully it just power crept stats like really, really high, because this thing can pump out some good slash procs. Increased fire rate and range. This should be pretty good for single target. I think it has like a little bit of punch through, but it's going to be a similar situation to when we were talking about the previous video, that the Convetrix it's really good in Simulacrum. It can kill single targets relatively okay, but it's terrible against Acolytes, and it's just basically a single target beam weapon. It might be okay. This might be one of the least exciting weapons in the entire update, though, as far as Corpus Lich weapons. The Tenant Arcaplasmor, custom variant, staggering blast now ricochet and have greater range at the cost of slower fire rate and reload speed. This will have about, I think it's going to be a 1 fire rate, so extremely slow fire rate. But the projectiles travel farther and they ricochet. Whatever ricochet plasmor shots is supposed to mean, this will ricochet. So it might be pretty cool. Surviving enemies are consumed with radiation. So maybe we'll have forced radiation procs instead of forced impact procs. It will bounce and it has longer range. So maybe if it has longer range overall and you put the projectile speed new like power crept galvanized mod in there, you'll fire off a plasmor shot and it will bounce all around like a ping pong ball or a pinball, whatever they're called. So that might be pretty cool. It still probably will have a headshot multiplier, but we'll have to see how fun this will actually be. The Tenant Cyclone. This was predicted it was going to be like the replacement for the Kuva Nucor. It's very similar to the Kuva Nucor from this description. Re-engineered Cyclone features a refracting energy disk that can split off its main target, hitting up to 2 additional nearby targets. It's literally the Nucor, guys. The Cyclone has built-in heat, I believe. So it's gonna be it's basically gonna be a beam weapon that can chain, from what I can read right here. It won't be as good as the Nucor for Condition Overload, because the Condition Overload does count the Nucor additional like microwave stats as an additional stats for more damage. So I think this will be worse than the Kuva Nucor, but hey, at least it exists. We'll have to see what happens with this. Moving on to the last one, the last Corpus Lich weapon, the Tenant Detron. Now, honestly, I feel like this Detron's kind of a throwaway one. Like, why would we even get this? But it's going to be similar to the normal Detron. The Parvos Granum's engineers have made this already ferocious hand cannon even more deadly with the addition of an alternate fire mode that empties the entire clip in one devastating burst. So just like the Tetra, this will have an alt fire. You use the entire magazine into one super blast, basically. Now, I don't know what one devastating burst is supposed to mean, but if it's just like one shot of all your pellets in your entire magazine, it might be kind of cool. Now, here's something that you might get kind of annoyed by. The Yareli information. So the general gist of it is this paragraph up here. We already know a bunch about Yareli, but this is how you'll actually acquire her. To acquire Yareli, you will get an invitation from Roki, the Rent Rat, to get the Wave Rider Quest, a comic-based series of K-Drive challenges in the Orb Vallis that will award Yareli's main blueprint. So you need to do some K-Drive challenges for the main blueprint of Yareli. Afterwards, to get the rest of the parts of Yareli, brace yourself because this might even be worse than grinding K-Drive rep. Research the rest of her parts from the new Bash Lab Dojo room to bring the Vent Kid's beloved hero to life. So you need to build a new dojo room and then research Yareli's parts. This will take you over a week most likely, even if you start right away. Because I think building a room takes 24 hours. That might be rushable, but the research is not rushable. So this could take you a long time. Who knows what resources it will take. Hopefully it doesn't take like K-Drive parts. I still think she might take K-Drive parts to build, honestly. But yeah, if you have a like really tight dojo, like you're like, oh, well, all my dojo stuff, all my research is in this one area, well, here's another research room. And as far as it seems, it only has Yareli currently. So you're going to need to build a new dojo room just for Yareli research, and then research it as well. It might have more K-Drive stuff in the future, we don't know. But yeah, I'm not super happy about this one as my dojo. It's very bare bones, but I also like having all my research in one area. And this is like the awkward one. I have to like I have to find space for this on my research floor. So unfortunate there. As far as Yareli's abilities, we already know what they all do. Some good things to know here. Her fourth ability, it will do increased damage depending how many enemies are in her like water vortex thing. That's basically all we really learned from this is drag enemies into your crushing maelstrom and then blow them away in a watery burst. Each enemy trapped in the vortex increases the burst damage. I think her 4 might be a pretty decent nuke, but we'll have to see if you want to bother getting her in the first place because of all this stupid research. Find Yareli and the full wave drive cosmetic thing. So you're going to get this really, really ugly looking helmet, in my opinion, of course subjective. If you buy the bundle, also going to come with a Merlina Cyandana and stuff like that. There's also going to be an Ember Deluxe skin, which looks pretty cool. And it will come with a Flamethrower skin. I don't even know how many flamethrowers are in this game. I'm going to guess like 1 or 2. So that's a very oddly specific skin. It's just like the Boltor skin that we got with Octavia Deluxe, but whatever, you know. I guess when you're using the Ignis Wraith, it will have an alternate skin if you want to use that. But overall, it looks like a pretty nice skin. Also comes with Cyandana, and yeah. New Syndicate offerings, there will be armor sets and emotes at the Syndicates. That's basically all it is. They're going to cost a lot of rep, too, so you might want to max out your Syndicates before this update comes out on July 6th. New Hero alt helmet, like whatever, it looks pretty cool. Now, here's something that might interest you. A couple new Kuva Lich weapons. And remember, these Kuva Liches will be required to fight in Railjack after this update. There's also going to be some new things. Confront the Liches faster in 3 new ways. A streamlined murmur system that identifies known Requiems faster. The new Requiem mod, Ool, will drop exclusively from Liches that counts as a known Requiem no matter... It's the Universal Requiem, basically, that DE took out of my account. A new item, the Requiem Ultimatum, a gear item that can be used to influence node to summon your Lich or sister to fight. It's basically a guaranteed Lich fight next mission you play. Liches also have 3 new Kuva weapons. So here we go. The Kuva Heck. What's it going to do? What's it going to do? Is it going to be a machine gun? No. What the Kuva Heck will do is, first off, it will probably have increased stats. But also, this already powerful shotgun now has the additional ability to fire all 4 barrels simultaneously. I believe someone called that in the previous video we had the Kuva Heck speculation. So the alt fire will shoot 4 barrels at once. So you use the normal fire, just like tap the normal enemies. You see a heavy unit, press the alt fire, it's 4 bullets at once, and you're going to take out the heavy unit like they're nothing, hopefully. So pretty good stuff there. I think that's pretty interesting. It might be a really, really good shotgun. So, yeah. Kuvasar, on the other hand, is going to be... I'm not as excited about it, unfortunately. This description right here is not really, like, getting me all jazzed for it. But the Kuvasar, an even stronger Tsar pistol to meet the demands of the Kuva Lich, with stronger explosive barrages and long-range flak shots. They're trying to say that the flak shot will be long-range. Is that in comparison to how low-range it is right now? Because the flak shot is like 2 meters, or like it's lower than melee weapons right now. So if it's actually long-range, interesting. I'm just guessing it will be an increased stats Tsar, unfortunately. So we'll have to see how it actually goes. And last, but probably least, is the Kuva Grantler. It's a Arcwing gun that you have to 5 Forma for max mastery. Reconfigured for maximum lethality, this powerful Arcwing gun still shatters targets with explosive shells, but now reaches its peak fire rate instantly. I guess it was like the Gorgon, we had to spool it up over time. It's just got full fire rate right away. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. A bunch of the stuff we already gone over. We're just going to go over the stuff that's brand new as of this little patch right here. New Voidstorm Rewards 2.0. Voidstorms remain dangerous. They offer the new item, the Corrupted Hollow Keys. Collect these valuable Corpus artifacts, bring them to Ergo Glass on the relay, and trade them for new Tenant Briefcase melee weapons, complete with bonus elemental damage. So you're gonna be getting basically Kuva Lich, or I guess they're called Kupa Liches or Corpus Liches. You're gonna be getting the melee weapons for them from the pair and sequence guy on the relay instead. You need to beat Voidstorms to get these Corrupted Hollow Keys. And he will have these melee weapons, like there's 4 of them, and they will change every week. He has 4 different ones he's a cycle between, and the elemental bonus will probably change each week as well. So let's say you get the Sword and Shield, and that week it's got 30% heat damage. Like, oh, well, that's a pretty good one. I'm going to buy that one. Now, as far as being able to balance transfer to increase the stats, I don't think we actually know that. But yeah, it's basically going to be something you have to just wait around and get. So you will not be able to get all these melee weapons right away, it seems like. Unless you can buy them. You won't be able to buy them. Alright, so let's go over this stuff right here. The Tenant Agendis. Drive the agenda with his massive impact hammer. Heavy attacks launch devastating energy discs. There's not a picture of that, but heavy attack with this weapon will fire off an energy disc. Okay, good to know. It's like basically a mini exalted blade, kind of. That's kind of cool. The Tenant Exec. Leverage bleeding edge Granum tech with this massive heavy blade. Slams send forth a cascading set of 3 shockwaves, while heavy slams unleash a swath of shockwaves. So it seems like they're like melee weapons, but kind of like bridging the gap between gun and melee, where like they're shoot energy waves out for these two. Interesting stuff. The Tenant Livia, the sleek lines of the Granum Attache case conceal an infinitely sharp 2-handed blade. Blocked attacks if a chance to increase the blocking angle. Oh, baby. No, don't say it's not so. Increase the blocking angle. Oh, man. Note, the Granum Attache system pauses the combo timer when holstered. There might be some super gimmicky thing you can do with this, but it seems like a hilarious meme right here. Blocked attacks increase blocking angle. The fact you don't lose combo counter when it's holstered is kind of cool. And then the last one, the Tenant Grigordi on heavy slide attack. What is a heavy slide? I don't think I've ever done a heavy slide attack in my entire life. Okay, well, on heavy slide attack, the Corpus Scythe launches a spinning energy disc that ricochets throughout the battlefield. Its lifetime is derived from the combo size of the combo counter. Note the Gramatache system pauses the combo counter when not holstered. This one sounds very interesting. Now that I remember that apparently heavy slide attacks are a thing. I'm actually trying to do one of those in Simulacrum right now. That's apparently a thing. It will fire off energy disc that will ricochet. That sounds kind of cool. And the rest of this stuff we know all about. The Helmuth editions, the galvanized mods. We didn't actually do a video on the Parazon rework, but There's going to be Legendary Rank 1, which is basically MR31. We're not sure what's in it. They still haven't told us what the reward is. So we'll have to see. And yeah, here's something that might be interesting to you. You can revert your Kubrows and Kavats to the baby form whenever you want to, and have the little baby Kavat walking around your ship whenever you want to. And you can go back and forth, no limit. They're removing DNA stabilizers and loyalty degradation from the companion system, so it's basically just a lot less annoying. And if you're on console, there's new Tennogen bundles. We don't have those Tennogen bundles on PC, unfortunately. So yes, that is the information that we have right there, guys. Really cool stuff. That was good. That was a good thing to get on whatever day. What day is today? It's like Wednesday. That was a good Wednesday, dude. And this is apparently a heavy slide attack. I've never done this. I've never actually done this, but if you do this heavy slide attack with that new scythe, it will shoot out an energy disc. So interesting stuff for sure. It's looking like the best weapons will probably be. It's hard to say. The new rocket launcher I still have high hopes for. Those new pistols sounded really good. I'm not sure what they were called. But yeah, the homing pistols that also can be normal and stuff. The Kuva heck looks sweet too, to be honest. A lot of the stuff looks cool. Unfortunately, the thing about Yareli is you might just want to buy her a plat. Or just not play her at all. Just pretend she doesn't exist. Yeah, the Tenant Diplos sounds really good. The Envoy I still have some hope for, but maybe not. The Tetra sounds really interesting with the grenade launcher burst. Makes the Tetra maybe potentially decent. Archiplasmor, I want to see what these ricochet bullets look like. Cyclone, like LOL, if you know the new core, I guess. And the Detron, I feel like they could have just picked the lens or something. This would have been a lot cooler if instead of the Detron, we got a Tenant lens. So, yeah, guys, hopefully you found this video helpful. July 6th. Also, yeah, the fact we're getting robot dogs is interesting as well. Hopefully they're actually good, but we have to compete with Charm, which is kind of hard to do. So I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully you found the video helpful, and I'll talk to you tomorrow, actually. Peace.